Hey guys, TK coming at you here on Monday, June 23rd. Sorry I've been absent for the last couple of weeks, but I'll fill you on why that is. But I promised you with my last video that I was going to give you another cooking video this week. I had planned on making hummus and showing you how to make my wonderful hummus. But I'm making Zuppa Toscana for dinner tonight, so I thought I'd share that with you instead. I'm on week 2 of my soft foods diet, so this is perfect for soft. So, let me get a couple things going here, and then I'll fill you in on stats and stuff after I get my onion cooking. This recipe is not my own, however it's tried and true. Unlike the shrimp bisque that I did a few weeks ago, this one is pretty much a staple in our house. It's one of our favorites, and it's really delicious, and if you try making it, you'll see why. It's very easy to make. I've already cooked some 1 pound of hot Italian sausage, bulk sausage, and that takes a few minutes, so I wanted to get that out of the way before I started filming. So, according to the recipe, the next step is to saute or, fry up some bacon, 4 slices of bacon. I already did that. I actually cooked like a pound of bacon the other day and had plenty left over, so I am using some of that I already had pre-made. And I saved my bacon grease when I made that, strained it and saved it, so I've got some nice cooking grease in the fridge. So I'm just melting a teaspoon of bacon grease, and I'm just going to use that to saute my onions, which I need to cut up real fast here. I'm just going to use 1 large onion. Other ingredients that this recipe calls for are a teaspoon and a quarter of red pepper, which I used when I sauteed my Italian sausage. I threw some red pepper in there. Even though I bought hot sausage, I still added some red pepper because it's delicious like that. We like it spicy, so if you don't like it as spicy, you can either just use hot sausage by itself or use mild Italian sausage and just cut down on the red pepper flakes that you add. But it's got to have a little bit of heat. Otherwise, it's just not Zuppa Toscana. Now, Zuppa Toscana is Tuscan soup. I guess that's pretty easy to figure out. This recipe is kind of a clone of Olive Garden Zuppa Toscana, which is how we discovered this kind of soup. It's just from Olive Garden, and it's delicious. And I have to say, I think that this recipe makes a soup just as good or better than the one that they have at Olive Garden. It's quite good. So, get my onion cut up here. So the last couple of weeks I've been absent. Today marks week 6 for me, week 6 post-op. Last came at you on week 3. Week 4, 2 weeks ago, my wife Michelle was off work, and we actually ended up busting ass all week to get ready for a garage sale, and then we had a garage sale on Friday and Saturday, which was a pain in the ass. I don't know if we'll ever do that again. Garage sales suck. I mean, working all week, we only made like, I don't know, $400 and some when it was all said and done. And, I think my time was worth a little more than that. There was a lot of work for $400, for sure. Alright, so this calls for 1 large onion. I've got half of it cut up. I don't know, that looks like a lot, but to buy onions quite this big. Half an onion. Pretty big, right? But I'm going to go for it. This is going to cook for a while after I get everything in. So anyway, that was week 4, was garage sale week. So I didn't do my YouTube video week 4. And then towards the end of week 4, my stepmom's sister died. And then that Saturday, my son ended up coming into town from Ohio and was here with us for a few days. So that was my week 5, was taken up with my son being here and funeral and all that kind of stuff. So it was nice having my son here. It's been a couple of years since I've seen him, so kind of a shitty reason to see him, but it was good to see him anyway. Columbus doesn't seem like that far away, but man, it is. Like, you know, when your days off are limited and he's working and I'm working, and of course we work, you know, different days, different times, whatever. Anyway, that's life, I guess. I wish he could have brought the kids. That would have been nice. He's got 2 stepkids and 2 kids that live with him in Ohio, and then another one up in Alaska with his ex-wife. Anyway, so my onions are cooking, and I'm going to peek at my recipe, see if there's anything else I'm supposed to have in here right now. I think so. I'm going to make this recipe pretty much according to the recipe. There are a couple things I'm going to change, and I'll tell you when I get there. Oh, a tablespoon of minced garlic. Forgot about that. Didn't get my garlic out, so I'll just use my handy dandy chopped garlic. I prefer fresh, but that saves me a minute. Oh, my eyes are burning now. Great. Good thing I don't have any makeup on, which you guys have probably never seen me with makeup on, but I do wear it occasionally. Okay, so I'm going to cook the onions about 5 minutes or so, and then we'll add the rest of our ingredients, and there's really not going to be that much more to it besides adding the rest of the ingredients, and I'll show you those as we go along. I'm going to rinse my hands off, be right back. Okay, so finish with my update here. Alrighty. My high weight was 236. My surgical weight on May 12, 2014 was 212.8. I'm just going to go back to week 4 because I missed that week. Week 4 I was 198.7, so I hit Wonderland week 4. Yay! That week I had a 1.3 pound loss. Week 5 I hit 195.8 for a 2.9 pound loss. And week 6, which is today, I hit 192.2, so I lost 3.6 pounds this week. So I'm thrilled. My total weight loss is 43.8 pounds. I didn't figure it from surgery, but it looks like, oh, let's see, I was 212.8, so, is that right? Yeah, okay, so 20.6 pounds since surgery, which was 6 weeks ago. So, that's not too bad, a little over 3 pounds a week weight loss. I'll take that. I can handle that. You know, it's so hard to keep from comparing yourself to other people because there are so many people that drop like just tons of weight really fast. I realize a lot of them start heavier than I started, but still. I don't know. It's like I'm happy with the loss that I've gotten, but it would be really cool to have one of those like 10-pound weeks or whatever, but that's not going to happen, and that's cool. That's okay. Let's see. What else did I want to tell you? Last week, week 5, I started on soft foods, and that's going really well. I just eat a lot of like, I've had like avocados and chicken salad and tuna salad, and I made some little mini meatloafs the other night that were really delicious. And I'm going to pause you for just a minute. I'll be right back. I'm a fan of the show America's Test Kitchen on PBS. I started watching that just a few months ago, and I'm learning so much from them. There was an episode recently on eggs, and I learned how to make soft-boiled eggs, like foolproof, super easy. That was pretty cool. I even bought these cute little egg cups and little egg spoons, which turn out to be perfect for, they're like baby food spoon size. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. Anyway, they're like baby spoons, so they're perfect for me, not just for eggs. Anyway, on that episode also was a method of making omelets, which I thought was kind of intriguing. It was, you take like the yolk and the white and you separate it. Well, you cook up your ingredients that you're going to put in it first, and they did like a mushroom omelet on the show, but I made one last night, and I sauteed spinach and a little bit of ham. Yeah, spinach and ham. Sauteed that up, got it ready. Separate the egg and the white, or the yolk and the white, and you beat the whites with a mixer until you get like stiff peaks with the whites. It's just a little bit of cream of tartar in there too. And then you fold the yolk into the white, and you make, it's almost like a souffle kind of. It's like light and fluffy, very airy stuff. And then you cook it, and you put it in a hot pan, and then you transfer it to the oven, bake it for a few minutes. But I threw a little goat cheese on there in addition to the other stuff, and it was really, really good. I should have posted a picture of it on Facebook, although maybe that's a little obsessive. Anyway, so that was really good. So I highly recommend America's Test Kitchen on PBS. I wanted to talk about a stall. I had about a 10-day stall, and it was like, I think right after weigh-in day, week 3, and then into week 4. And I know I said week 4 I lost 1.3 pounds, but I was going up and down for a few days, like within a couple of pounds. So I really, even though my weekly weights show a loss, it was really about 10 days of just bouncing back and forth within a couple of pounds. So I considered that a stall. Maybe it was week 3 to week 4. Maybe it was a little bit later than that, actually, because it hasn't been that long ago. Anyway, that's irrelevant. I had been keeping my calories around 600-ish, like 500 and something, just about every day. And then, you know, I had this 10 days of no movement, and I bumped my calories up to in the 700s, close to 800. And boom, like the next day I was down like a pound or something. It was ridiculous. So since then I've been trying to keep my calories up. It's really hard. Like yesterday I barely made it over 500, and some days are harder than others to get enough food in. But I try to get at least in the 600s now, preferably in the 700s. That's what I'm shooting for every day. Anyway, so I don't know if something's working since I was down 3.6 pounds this week. So that was kind of nice. All right, so next I'm going to add chicken stock. And I don't have a nice big box of chicken stock. But I do have this delicious Pacific organic free-range chicken broth that I've left over from when I was on Clear Liquids. I'm going to add 8 of those. I'm going to have 8 cups of stock. Sorry, I'm saying a lot this time. I don't know what my deal is. I just want to double check the amount to make sure that's right. Yeah. And I only got 4 out. I don't know why I only got 4 out. I need more. This crap splattered all over myself. Okay. I'll put you on hold while I grab some more chicken stock and I'll be right back. Alright you guys, so I added the other 4 containers of chicken broth and I've brought my broth to a boil. Now I've got a couple things I'm going to add right now. I've got a pound of baby golden potatoes that I sliced up. So I'm going to put those in. And I've got my bacon, and this was 4 slices of pork jowl bacon that I got at the farmer's market. So it's like nitrate free and pasture raised and blah blah blah. And even though the recipe says to add the sausage a little bit later, I'm going to go ahead and add it now because I want my red pepper flakes to really get infused into the broth nicely. So, that there. And the recipe also calls for spinach, which you add kind of towards the end. I really like Zuppa Toscana with kale. I think that's the best green to use for it. So I don't use spinach, and this time I'm actually not even using kale because we got our first CSA share box last Saturday, and I did get kale, but I got a bunch of turnips too, and I was like, what am I going to do with these turnip greens? Because I didn't want to just throw them away. I know like people eat them. I never have before, but I'm putting the turnip greens in the Zuppa Toscana, so I hope they're good. I hope they taste good. I've never had turnip greens. I don't think I've had turnip greens. I don't know. I had some kind of greens when I was like in high school or something, but I'm not from the South. Can you tell? Alright, so we have this delicious mix that's going to cook for at least 20 minutes, probably longer actually. I'll probably cook it for maybe a half an hour. And then there's one other change that I made. The recipe calls for a cup of heavy cream. I've got a half cup of heavy cream and half a cup of 1% milk in here. So I'm going to add that a little bit later. I don't want to add it quite yet. I want this stuff to all cook and get all nice and delicious. And I had low sodium chicken broth too, which, by the way, like I said, I bought that for my Clear Liquid diet. Well, I don't think I ever bought low sodium chicken broth before because it was kind of gross and I could not eat it without adding salt to it anyway, so I might as well not have bought low sodium chicken broth. So I did add a couple teaspoons of salt to this too, and who knows, I may be adding more. I'm going to add a little pepper here too. So I'm going to put a lid on this, literally and figuratively, and let it cook for a little while and add that milk and cream mix and then let it cook for a few more minutes and it'll be done. I just wanted to give a couple of quick shout outs. Tracy Lee Kropman, who is, she's the girl that started the Sleep Together Friends Forever group. I want to say, hi Tracy, I finally made my video, so thanks for lighting a fire under my ass the other day, even though I did tell you that I was going to make it within a day, and that was like maybe 4 or 5 days ago, and I didn't do it, but here I am now, and hey! And then also Finding Tammy Jo. Wanted to say hey, and I know you just posted another video and I haven't watched it yet, but I will watch it tonight, I promise. And I think that that's it for now. I'm going to put some pictures on the end of the video after I have my soup results. And also, I'll post a link to the recipe under the show notes. Like if you click on the name, if you don't know this already, forgive me if you do, but if you don't, if you click on the name of the video that you're watching, then there's like a pull down of show notes. And so I'll put the link there. And I also want to say I am very excited because I've gone from a size, like a really tight 20W pre-op to like these pants that I have on. You can't see them very well, but these are like 16s and I have a gap. And so right now I'm wearing 16s and I even have one pair of 14s that I can fit into, which I haven't actually worn out of the house yet, but right now I'm just sticking with the 16s. But that's exciting, so I don't know, I wanted to share. And can't wait to see everybody at the Midwest Meet and Greet in Iowa, July 19th. See you then. See you guys later. Bye.